Let's talk about something we all use every single day, but probably don't think enough about: our passwords. They're the keys to our entire digital kingdom, right? From banking to social media, everything's locked behind them. But as we're about to find out, most of us are using locks that a thief could pick in their sleep. So I've got to ask you, straight up, how secure is your digital front door? I mean, we put deadbolts and alarm systems on our actual homes, but what about the entry points to our online lives? The answer for a lot of us is, well, it's not great, and it reveals a huge blind spot we all seem to share. All right, let's play a little game. Imagine a pretty standard password, 8 characters, all lowercase. Something simple like baseball or whatever. How long do you think it takes a normal, everyday computer to crack that? A few hours? Maybe a couple of minutes? Nope. The answer is 1 second. One! That's it. That's all the time an automated program needs to smash through that door. Kind of makes you feel a bit naked, right? Good. Because that's the first step to wanting to fix it. Now, before we point the finger at the hackers and their fancy tools, we really have to take a look in the mirror. Because honestly, the weakest link in almost any security system, it's us. It's the human element. So why are we so predictably bad at this? Look, this isn't about being lazy. It's all about human psychology. We get caught in the convenience trap because, let's face it, we want things to be easy. We're dealing with serious memory overload. Who can possibly remember 100 different complex passwords? Then there's that little voice in our head, the "it won't happen to me" mindset. And of course, we all gravitate toward what's familiar, our dog's name, our anniversary, because it's right there at the top of our minds. It's a totally human problem. Okay, so now that we get our own habits, let's flip the script. How do the bad guys actually take advantage of these very human tendencies? They've got a whole bag of tricks. But you know what? Most of their attacks really come down to a few common and brutally effective methods. Let's break down the big 3. First up is the brute force attack. The name says it all. You should picture this as a digital battering ram, just slamming against a door over and over again. It's not smart, it's not sneaky. It's just a computer program trying every single possible combination until, click, it finds the one that works. It's just raw, relentless guessing power. So here's how it goes down. The hacker just points their software at an account, yours, maybe, and then that software just goes to work, churning through millions, sometimes billions of password combinations every second. If your password is short and simple, it's not a question of if the machine will guess it. It's just a question of when. And when is usually, well, seconds. All right, method number 2. This one isn't about breaking down the door at all. It's about tricking you into opening it wide and inviting them in. This is phishing. It's not a tech attack so much as it is a psychological one. It plays on our trust, our fear, and our tendency to act quickly when we're panicked. You've seen this before, I'm sure of it. The bait is an email that looks legit, maybe from your bank or Netflix. It's got a big, scary subject line: suspicious login attempt. Your heart jumps a little. You click the link without thinking, and it takes you to a web page that looks exactly right. You type in your username and password to secure your account, and boom, you've just served up your login details on a silver platter. They didn't have to hack a thing. In the third major method? This one is the direct consequence of that terrible habit we have of reusing passwords. You hear about these massive data breaches all the time, right? Well, when that happens, millions of username and password pairs get dumped online. Credential stuffing is what hackers do with that treasure trove of stolen info. Just think about it like this. A hacker gets the key to your old, forgotten MySpace account from a breach that happened a decade ago. They then take that exact same key and try it on the door to your Gmail, your Amazon account, your bank. And because so many of us reuse passwords, that one rusty old key suddenly unlocks the most important parts of your modern digital life. It's a terrifying domino effect. Okay, deep breath. That was the scary stuff. Now, let's talk about the empowering part. We know the threats, so how do we build a much, much better lock? The great news is that your first line of defense, and your strongest one, is completely in your control. I want you to really look at the difference here. This isn't a small improvement. It's a whole other galaxy of security. On the left, you've got something like Fluffy86. A computer cracks that in about 3 minutes. On the right, a long, complex passphrase. The time to crack that one? About 3 trillion years. Yeah, let that sink in. A tiny bit of effort from you creates a nearly impossible task for them.
So how do you get to that 3 trillion year mark? It's really just a recipe with 4 main ingredients. First, length is everything. Forget 8 characters, aim for 15 or more. Second, mix it up. Throw in some capital letters, numbers, and symbols. Third, and this is huge, be unpredictable. No dictionary words, no family birthdays. And finally, here's the best trick in the book. Think in phrases. 4 random words strung together are way easier for you to remember, but incredibly hard for a computer to guess.
Of course, we have to be realistic here. I love this quote from cybersecurity expert Dennis Hughes. It's a funny way of saying that nothing is ever 100% perfectly, absolutely secure. But that's not the goal. The goal is to make breaking into your accounts so annoying, so time-consuming, that any hacker is just going to give up and go look for an easier target. You're trying to build a fortress, not an invisible, untouchable bunker. But here's the thing. A strong password, even a 3 trillion year one, is just the first layer. In today's world, real security is all about having multiple layers of defense. It's about having more locks on the door, just in case someone manages to get past the first one. And by far, the most powerful second layer you can add is two-factor authentication, or 2FA. The idea is brilliant and simple. It combines something you know, your password, with something you have, usually your phone. It's like needing both the key and a secret knock to get into a room. Even if a thief steals your password, it's useless to them unless they've also stolen your phone. So how well does it work? The numbers are just staggering. Turning on two-factor authentication blocks 99.9% of automated attacks. Let me say that again, 99.9%. Just by enabling this one free feature, you basically neutralize almost every threat we've talked about today. It is without a doubt the single best security upgrade you can make, period. Okay, I can practically hear what you're thinking. This is great, but how am I supposed to create and remember a dozen different passphrases like RBOT, C Castle 3, B percentry? And that takes us right back to that memory overload problem from the beginning. Well, the solution isn't a better brain, it's a better tool. And that tool is a password manager. Think of a password manager as a super secure digital vault for all your logins. It creates these ridiculously strong, totally random passwords for every single site you use. It remembers all of them for you, keeps them encrypted, and even fills them in automatically. This one thing solves the convenience trap, the memory problem, and the password reuse problem all in one shot. All you have to do is remember one single, strong master password to unlock it all. So let's just boil it all down. If you walk away with anything from this, let it be these 3 simple, powerful action items. 1. Fortify your most critical accounts with long, unique passphrases. 2. Go right now and turn on 2FA everywhere that offers it, especially on your email. And 3. Start using a password manager to handle everything else. That's it. That's your essential security checklist for modern life. And that kind of leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. After everything we've talked about, from brute force hacking to the need for all these extra layers, it really makes you wonder. In a world where huge data breaches are just a fact of life, is the password itself already broken? Is this whole concept of a secret string of characters we have to guard with our lives, is it already a thing of the past? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.